Hello, beautiful people. J. Cole Yoga here, Beyond the Mat. Today we're going to talk about social media and how, just looking at my notes on my phone again down here. I think about quitting this all the time, guys. I would just like to escape and break free from this whole trap kind of feeling that's caught within social media today. But how? How do you break free from a system that is so deeply intertwined into our life now? I mean, it runs through everything. And how do you get out and still have a social life? How do I make connections for work, for contracts? How do I continue to earn a living without social media to connect everybody and make these contracts come through and get jobs and teaching gigs and everything like that? I mean, it really has benefits, but at the same time, there's got to be a way to create some kind of balance between using it as a tool and getting caught up in a 2 or 3 hour scroll arguing with people. I mean, there's got to be some kind of way to snap out of that whole concept of looking at it that way. And how do you make connections in a world that only connects online? You go and meet someone in real life today, and the first thing they want to do is get you on their Facebook and, okay, yeah, just talk to me on Facebook. Here's my Facebook information. Yeah, we'll talk later. Like, no, I'm here right now. Why don't we talk right now? I'm right here in the flesh in person. We can get this over with. But everyone just wants to procrastinate and deflect and put things off till later, when it's a little easier to talk behind a screen when you can't see facial tics and twitches and know when somebody's lying or telling the truth. Things like that. I mean, that's just one instance. You can also tell when somebody's happy or sad a little easier. And but yeah, putting it off till later just to for whatever reason, just because it's easier to type to somebody in a sporadic I'm typing on my phone here with both thumbs. So one thing's for sure, all these questions, it sounds like the ego hanging on like, no, I need the social media. I need it for these reasons. You need it to live. Listen, Jay, you need this connection. You need all these friends to reach out to. You need the accessibility. And again, it's you, me, I need. And so it's the ego grasping at this world of online fakeness of social media, which is designed for the ego to flourish. I mean, it's this little thing that you've been sculpting and creating inside of you since you were little, and now with the social media, it's like not only this thing that you've created and sculpted, you're able to create these avatars. You can take this magical paintbrush and paint your face up the way that you want it to look, and you can paint your whole life the way you want it to look, and it's this whole fake life that you've created. A lot of people put their real life on there. I'm not saying anything about that, but the ability is there to just paint this fake life and project that as being what is really going on inside yourself, when that's not at all what is going on. Someone meets you and they're like, wait a minute, you've got shit on your face. Like, you don't have shit on your face the rest of the time. Oh, that's because I photoshopped the shit off of my face. Why don't you wash the shit off your face? No, it's my shit. Fortunately, I remember a time before the internet, and so I asked myself, what did I do before all of this, before all the connectivity of online happened? And the answer is kind of sad, because I was a bit of a loner. I was a bit of a recluse. I didn't really have any friends. Before the internet, I was socially maladjusted, never learning the proper coping mechanisms, the proper skills to make friends before the internet. I learned all of that through chat rooms, through trial and error of pissing people off and not pissing people off, making friends that you later met in real life and things like that. So what is there to do? I mean, and what is there for me to do? And the one common thing I keep getting at here is again, I, the self, the I am. And as long as I'm identified as an I, as an M, as a self, I'm trapped in the idea of that. And I remain trapped in the illusion, and now trapped in this ego game, I guess, until one day that I can finally see that the concept of the trap itself is also an illusion of this whole ego game. and that the ego game itself is part of the illusion. And that the belief of even having an ego could also be part of the illusion. Because where did that even come from? Until the illusion itself becomes an illusion and just melts away to find nothing but pure essence, just pure you-ness. And that's all we have left. Until, of course, that too melts away. And you realize that the pure essence was just an idea, was just something that we had come up with, a way to describe a state of being or something. And that melts away, also part of the illusion. As long as we keep giving these things names, ideas, titles, and stories, and painting these pictures around these concepts, we will continue to be trapped within them, trapped within their power, and they have power over us because of this. So maybe, and I said this in a previous podcast, I just want to elaborate on it a little bit more, maybe there is no ego, and maybe the guy who made that shit up, that white-haired old man, white man from hundreds of years ago, made that up to trap us in its belief, I guess, and it's a belief that we all have this evil, dark thing inside of us, and it's running around in the background, and it wants nothing more than self-gratification. And as the story goes, this ego thing, this thing, cannot be cut out, it cannot be removed or extinguished unless we wish to die, because it is what keeps us safe. The ego is why we make smart decisions. It's why we don't step out in front of buses. It's how we know to run when we hear a tree branch and we know that, oh, fuck, there's an animal in the woods. We better get the fuck out of here. It's a preservation of self. It's preserving the I. It's preserving the me. It's preserving the idea of me and a self as an entity, as a somebody. And so it's all up to you. It's all up to you. How do you want to look at this world? Do you want to believe in a white-haired old white man from hundreds of years ago who says that this is how it is because he was treating patients based on how it is and his paradigm that he created to treat those patients? So by telling people that this is how it is, they can then act accordingly and adjust accordingly in ways that they develop themselves. So, and like I said in a previous podcast too, they didn't have the internet back in the day. So how do they really know if this is how it is? How do they really know? I mean, they surveyed maybe thousands of people, and today we have the power to survey millions of people to find out if really there is a real ego, instead of just listening to some old psychiatrist from hundreds of years ago who really didn't have all of this connectivity around him. Now, the ego as a thing, it could be cut out. It could, but again, you have to have a belief in it to cut it out. So let's just wipe that out altogether. Let's just wipe out the idea there is no ego. We are who we are. Let's take responsibility and stop deflecting and blaming this other thing that we think we can work on and cut and pick and choose and sculpt and mold around. Like, no, it's us. We are the assholes who do the things to keep ourselves alive. We are just those assholes trying to not die. And that's all it is. Let's not get it twisted here. Let's not try and blame other aspects, other broken down, chopping yourself up into these different segments and categories and just kind of, oh, this is the part of me over here that fucking hates everyone, and this is the part of me who likes to keep myself safe, and this is the part, no, it's all you. It's all one entity. So maybe just try and take that into account next time you're thinking about egos and self and things like that. So that's it for today. Ladies and gentlemen, we are out. Peace, love, and light. Namaste, and all that other good noise. Woo-wee! Look at this beautiful picture while I turn the camera off.